The reason why I'm talking about that Amblin feel, that Spielberg Amblin feel, and why it's more important than just nostalgia, is because I don't know if you agree with this or not, but it gives Star Wars something that's been missing for a while. Tickets for my night of sit-down comedy at the Broadway Comedy Club are selling pretty fast, so get your tickets by clicking the links below. People gonna talk about that new Disney Plus Star Wars show, Skeleton Crew. Whoa, hold on, wait a minute. You gonna talk about Star Wars? Yeah, people, I know. I'm the old man that just rants about Star Wars.
The Star Wars Grinch.
Exactly. I'm the one sitting on the front porch. Get off my Star Wars, you damn kids out there. You don't know nothing about that Star Wars. Let me tell you about my Star Wars was back in my day when it was good. Yeah, people, I just go, y'all know, I hear man, shit, I don't even get to wars no more. I hear Star and I just.
Take it on, move it along. Yeah. Don't want to hear it.
Man, look at the stars. And another thing. Speaking of. Yeah, people,
don't get him started.
Do not get me started on Star Wars, boy. I've been at war with them stars for years now. Y'all know my opinion on Star Wars today. I think it sucks. I'm sorry. I think it's stuck in nostalgia. Not all of it, of course. I'm overgeneralizing. Some of the shows, and I say the shows, I'm talking about the animated shows. Some of those are pretty good. They'll hit with something every now and then, like The Mandalorian. Even that petered out after a while. So, I don't have a total hatred. I'm not totally biased against Star Wars. There's some good things out there. But for the most part, the property is floundering, I think. It's stuck too much in nostalgia. It doesn't have any focus, don't know where it's going, in my humble opinion, which is why y'all might be surprised to learn that I actually have something good to say about Star Wars.
If I hadn't watched it, I'd be completely shocked right now.
Yeah, no, there's people out there talking about he's bullshitting. Watch, he's messing with him.
The old Coleman switcheroo.
Yeah, here you go, old okie doke. Yeah. Don't fall for it. No, y'all, I'm serious. Skeleton Crew, which is about a group of 4 kids who on a planet where, they're living their childhoods. It's not exactly a good childhood, and I'll tell you why, even though it seems like it is on the outside. But, for the most part, they're being kids, and they think that they discover a Jedi temple. At least one of them does. And his other friend gets involved, and some other kids from school hear about this supposed Jedi temple. And, they go snooping around, digging holes and pressing buttons they shouldn't. And they find out that this supposed Jedi temple is a lot more than what it seems. Now, I'm looking at this, and you're not gonna believe me when I say this, especially if you saw me talk about this trailer. But I'm just gonna tell you right now, I think that Skeleton Crew is one of Disney's Star Wars properties that is one of the best right now, if it continues to go along what I've seen. I've only seen 2 episodes.
I say you sure you want to put your money down on Black?
No,
there's only been 2 episodes so far.
No, I don't. I'm just saying,
because you're making some bold claims here.
That's why I say if they continue along this line. If they do, they might have something very special on their hands. Is this and another Star Wars property that I can think of right now that are doing the right thing? One of them already proved that they can do it. This one still has a few more episodes to go. Now, if they can just keep going along this line, I think this is going to be all right. I think it'll be up there with some of their better shows. And why do I believe that? Well, for those who don't know what the Skeleton Crew is, let's watch this trailer. And it is very important that you watch this trailer for me to prove my points later. Let's watch this trailer, and I will elaborate right after.
Okay.
He's still waiting for me to pull that okie doke on you. I don't think I'm going to do that. I will lie. Well, we'll find out right after this.
What are you in for?
If you hear this, don't give up. No matter what.
And the reason why I'm also talking about this is because maybe this is an indicator of what Disney needs to do with these Star Wars properties, this show and something else. Maybe it's telling them, like, now you are hitting it. But we'll see. We'll see. For now, to just get into why I'm enjoying this so much is because, first of all, I from the beginning, like I wasn't gonna watch this. And then I'd start hearing people say that it was actually pretty good. And I started reading why, and I said, "Oh, I'll be the judge of that." It stops with me. But I started reading about it because I don't normally read about things before I see them if I'm going to review them. But I just went ahead and jumped on this, and like I was reading, it had a very promising start from the first episode, man. And the way it starts out normally would make me think that if I hadn't been reading about this, I'd be like, oh, here we go. They don't know what they're doing. It's all over the place.
That's how it sounded from the description.
Because see, when this starts out, we don't start out with the kids just yet. This starts out with pirates raiding a transport ship. And when I say pirates, people, it is the space version of pirates.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And these ain't your little kitty pirates that just swing from ropes. They come in, they start killing people.
Oh man, they're killing everybody when they come in here. So for this to be kind of pitched as one of their more family-friendly shows for Star Wars, they go kind of hard at the beginning. At the beginning, they come in, they raid this ship, and listen. Here's the thing: when I say they're dressed like pirates, they are dressed like pirates, like swashbucklers. All right, there's one dude with 3 eyes. He got a patch on one of them. Right. They got pirate Captain Morgan hats. They all laugh at everything the captain says when he says something.
Yeah, Captain, he knows.
Yeah, hey, we running this ship, right? Yeah, Captain, whatever you say. And they're all shitty people or aliens, which this is what I liked about the beginning. It caught me off guard because I'm thinking I'm watching a kid's show, and it was actually kind of threatening at the beginning.
They keep going.
Captain Silver.
He got a pirate with a wolf head. They have a werewolf.
Well, and a bunch of the pirates get killed right off the bat.
Yeah, they do.
The ship is yours.
I hereby demand all pirate scum leave this vessel immediately.
Shut your ass. Embarrassing me in front of my people.
He had to know when he said that.
Yeah, you lucky to get off with that.
Uh-huh.
Trying to look hard in front of his crew. you ain't nothing but Scott. Oh shit!
I demand by order of the Republic that you leave the premises immediately.
It's a little goofy the way they are literal pirates, but it's at least literal to the way we see them in our world.
Yeah.
But it's a cool scene the way they go in and they kind of they bring down the ship and everything. It's a well directed scene. I like it a lot. But see, the thing is, right after that, then we switch to. Let me see if I can find this here. We switch to the suburbs. So we come from pirates to the suburbs over here, and I'm like, wait a minute. So not only is it weird that we switch from pirates and go straight to high school, junior high, the suburbs, riding bicycles through the neighborhood and all that kind of stuff, but suburbs and Star Wars. Now I've seen a sock hop, 50s diner, and I've seen all kind of things in Star Wars, but I just never thought that the suburbs would make sense in a Star Wars property. And I even thought like, well, is this a different time period than what we saw at the Pirates? And it's like, nah, because everybody's talking about the New Republic.
Well, this is something we've talked about for a long time. Is that Star Wars? It happens in a galaxy far away. So why do we keep seeing the same environments? What's happening on the other parts where the war is not really going on?
Yeah. I just didn't think it would look like my neighborhood.
Hey, your neighborhood doesn't have speeder bikes.
It should, but it's a little silly looking because they got people walking, they're alien dogs, alien people walking down the street, getting newspapers, and they got the lights out on the street post and everything. So I'm just like, I don't know about all this, but the more that it embraces that, the more that it actually feels like what people have been describing it as, a Spielberg Amblin movie, a property.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it commits to that. it goes full in. It's like, bitch, I ain't laughing. It's like, this is real. Yeah, no, this is suburbs, y'all. And I'm serious with it. Shit, bought property here and everything. Yeah, man, it's you know, I got school buses, and like I said, you can see right here, you know, they're going down the street with there's 7-Eleven back here and a high school and all this kind of stuff. So, you know, I thought at first like this is jarring. I really don't buy into this. But then it starts working for me when it commits beyond just the look. And it goes to that Spielberg amblin character and storytelling mode. You know, it's you know, that period that, listen, now we're talking about a different kind of nostalgia, all right? So, you know, I'm not immune to it either. I grew up with E.T. I grew up with the Goonies. You know, I grew up with all those 80s movies, man. You know how those are, where it's kids who learn to work together and then they go on a grand adventure.
Oh, they've seen Stranger Things. They know how it works.
Exactly. It's Stranger Things. They stole that shit from us. Yeah. You know, they go on a grand adventure and it's exciting, maybe a little scary, but there's no adults to interfere. And more importantly, there's no adults to help. And, you know, and they get into a lot of scary danger and ride those bikes everywhere.
Yeah.
Them kids in them Spielberg movies, they ride those bikes to Mexico sometimes. They ride to the next city. They rode the shit out those bikes, man. They even have their versions of bikes like that here.
Right.
And because they were kids in dangerous situations and because they were on their own, that made for like some really, really nice extra thrills, man. So that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, you know, maybe that's what they needed here. Maybe they need to quit going off of nostalgia of Star Wars and pick up another nostalgia, or just take this in a different direction completely.
Yes, I'm saying if it's a galaxy, there should be all kinds of different stories to tell. It can't all be planets that are sand and ice every single time.
Listen. Let me tell you this. I will take the suburbs over that sand and dirt any day. I'll say we go back to Mos Eisley one more goddamn time.
Right.
I'm jumping out this shit.
Well, it's not Mos Eisley this time. It looks just like it.
It is. Stop it. It's Eisley Moses. No, they try to pull that shit on you because it's cheap to go shoot out there in the desert, and you know, and we don't have to make all these sets and all these CG backgrounds and environments. It's like, no, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
If it ain't Mos Eisley, it might as well be.
Might as well be.
You got the same dirt, you got the same shady characters, you got the same cantinas and saloons. You know, so yeah, going to the suburbs here was not such a bad thing after a while. It was actually kind of refreshing.
It expands the world.
It's the thing with this is that you can take this anywhere. You can make it look like anything as long as your storytelling is good.
Yeah.
And it's sincere and it's not too out of place.
Yeah.
So I just like that finally we're taking these stories somewhere else. Plus, this seems like a smaller scale standalone story. And I really appreciate that. But man, I love the whole thing of these kids going on these adventures by themselves, man. That's one of the things I really love about those Spielberg movies. It still appeals to the kid in me and makes me feel, because you know, man, when you saw them kids riding them bikes, it made you feel empowered.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does.
Those kids went to places on bikes that you would go in cars, you know, and it's like, and they didn't have any adults around. They were able to get by on the adults.
Well,
sometimes.
those also happened at a time where parents would, like, you know, you left the house, then they didn't care about you as long as you got home before the street light came on.
Exactly.
Nowadays, they ain't letting these kids go nowhere.
Oh, hell no. A woman just got arrested for letting her kid walk less than a mile down the road to the store. This is in Mississippi. I'm not lying. Shit, that been the Spielberg era. That walked 10 miles to the mall.
What, he rode his bike?
He rode his bike, yeah. Shit. Hey, listen, you could ride 50 miles out of town as long as you got your ass back before that light post came on. So when they did that in this movie where these kids, so we're talking about kids going on adventures by themselves, and that felt dangerous for them and also empowering. So when I saw this, when these kids, when they went into hyperspeed and went light years away from home, I was like, man, that you're capturing the spirit of everything I like.
Well, you know, a big thing that helps with this, something I was afraid of, What helps is that you have good actors for these kids.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things you see, even recently.
He acting his ass off right now.
right. Just something like, you have a property that's built around kids, and if you don't cast good actors, it kind of falls apart.
Yeah.
You never get into it. But these kids make it work.
No, I enjoyed these kids, man. I enjoy how they got along.
And that, what's his name? Wim,
yeah.
Boy, I was like, Wim, I like you, but you need your ass beat.
Yeah. But
It's because your dad, I'm sure he's still grieving about your mom being gone. But you got a black dad, he should be yelling at you.
Oh, he should be beating his ass.
Yeah.
Boy, I had to get off of work for this.
Right.
But you acting a damn fool. But no, I love how these kids are interacting with each other, man. How they get along. I think they got great chemistry, and that helps too. I love the dynamic they got. Like the girl Fern right there. She's the boss.
Uh-huh.
Her and her Lobot sidekick over here.
Right. Peppermint Patty
KB,
and Marcy.
Yeah. KB and Fern, boy, they run this shit because what's his name? Keen the elephant boy.
Uh-huh.
Keen and Wim, they just nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
seem to be younger and they're nerds.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Neil is the name. Neil is the elephant boy.
Okay.
Yeah, they just big nerds, man.
But the two best buddies who are nerds and outcasts, that fits right into the Spielberg model.
It does. Yeah. The only thing they didn't have was a bully picking on them and putting them in them space lockers and shit.
Yeah. By the way, thank you guys for not putting a bully in this.
No. Thank you so much. That's another thing. I expected when I saw them at school, I was like,
yeah, okay. Who's gonna be the bully?
In fact, when they opened up with that girl in class with him, I was like, all right, she about to beat his ass right now. She even looked like a bully right there. And she kind of is.
She kind of is.
But she's likable.
Not physically, but yeah.
No, that's the character of Fern. I like her a lot, man. And it's just fitting that they boss these two dorks around. And I like the way everybody turns on Will. Even Neil.
Deservedly so.
Yeah, even Neil calls him on his bullshit. He's like, everybody says, man, you did this. It's your fault. Like, it wasn't me. And Neil is like, he's like, yeah, it kind of was.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to be nice, but yeah.
By the way, I heard a lot of people saying that's he might be the same species as Max Rebo. You know, the guy Return the Jedi was playing that organ. Uh-huh. I don't think that's the same species, by the way.
They can be cousins. You don't know.
Yeah, that's true. But I love that character. You know who does the voice?
The kid from Dear Santa. Yeah, I know.
Beat up.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, everyone, we have to give a quick word out to our sponsor real quick, so excuse me. And that is America's #1 meal kit, HelloFresh. You know, the holidays are almost upon us, and we all love the holidays, but let's admit, it can be a little bit stressful. There's so much to do. The last thing you need to be worried about with all that stuff to do is how you're going to fix some food. So let HelloFresh help out with that. HelloFresh, they help make mealtime manageable, saving you from searching for recipes and going grocery shopping. You just pick your meals and everything that you need is delivered right to your door. Every HelloFresh recipe includes high quality, sustainably sourced ingredients like produce that comes fresh from the farm. The meals are great. It's even better knowing that you're preparing them. Look, it's so easy. The dog has been making food right there. And the only thing that I can think of that make that meal even more delicious is, that's right, a deal. I got this deal for you right here. Get 10 free meals at HelloFresh.com/free double toasted. That's applied across 7 boxes, new subscribers only, and that varies by plan. That's 10 free HelloFresh meals just by going to HelloFresh.com/free double toasted. I want to thank HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit, for sponsoring this portion of the show. And as usual, I want to thank all of you, our delicious supporters out there. Now, back to the video. But no, the kids are great, man. And then, because when you look at these kids and the way they get along, and they're also looking for, treasure. They go to this ship, and the ship is full of pirate skeletons and whatnot. It's something I thought would be bad when I first saw the trailer, but now I think it's good. It's Star Wars meets.
They call themselves the Goonies. They've stumbled onto a legend.
Sounds like Kong.
I think.
Wow, it's the same movie.
it's Star Wars The Goonies. Mm-hmm. I think in the movie. I'm sorry, in the show. I think because they got sloth.
Yeah.
I think they even have their own sloth here. I think that robot, SM33,
Yeah.
which I think is, you know what they're doing, right? I think nobody said it, but I think it's an inside joke.
SM33.
Yeah, I think it's they meant to like insinuate that it's Smee.
Oh,
Like from
okay.
Captain Hook.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
I was like, wait a minute, what y'all trying to spell with this?
Okay,
I was like,
okay.
nobody's caught that yet, so I was kind of proud of myself. But I was like, that's Smee. I know what y'all doing.
Mr. Smee.
Yeah, come here, Captain. But yeah, he's kind of.
Oh my God, Smee.
He been Captain Hook. That alligator was trying to. Come here, Captain. Yeah, because he's the captain's
right. His right hand man.
His right hand man. So yeah, if y'all don't know who Smee is, he's there he is right there. And the robot is the captain's side hand man. So I know I caught what y'all were doing. But even then, even though he's really Smee, I think also the way he's introduced is kind of like what's his name? Is it Sloth?
Sloth.
From the Goonies, the way he's introduced, he's their adult kind of like sidekick in the show. So yeah, man, and all this is important. It's not just because of nostalgia that I think this is cool. The Amblin Spielberg era, 80s era, Anytime USA nostalgia that's kicking in for that. No, I don't think it's just that. It's important in many ways other than nostalgia, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But man, when they go to hyperspace, they go to that spaceport where all the pirates are. Oh, you haven't got that far yet.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I saw the first two.
Oh, you did? Oh, you saw all of them?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. But man, we don't have to go back to Mos Eisley to get the feel of Mos Eisley. We ain't got to dig in dirt for that feeling right there. The show has such a fun spirit that, man, I haven't felt the way about a cantina scene or something that's close to it like I have here. Like they really captured the spirit of that here.
Well, they kept the spirit of it, but they made it kind of fun, but also they feel dangerous at the same time.
It was very dangerous, and also all the different creature designs. I think they weren't relying on practical effects so much. It was a mixture of CG and practical effects, combination on certain characters. But that's the main thing. They actually, for this to be, again, more family friendly, it actually feels dangerous. And maybe it's just because they're kids.
Where are you two from?
Adam?
See if they got more on them.
Ram, do something.
Bitch. Hey, Will might be a little bitch, but he can handle himself when he has to.
Right.
Because they were little kids just going around flashing money, flashing New Republic coins and shit.
They don't know.
Yeah, they don't know what they're into. No, not at all. And that's the thing about it. They don't know the danger they're in. They're doing it because they're kids and they're doing stupid things. And they're around some of the most dangerous people in the galaxy. And I thought that was cool, man. The reason why I'm talking about that Amblin feel, that Spielberg Amblin feel, and why it's more important than just nostalgia is because I don't know if you agree with this or not, but it gives Star Wars something that's been missing for a while, and just, man, pure fun.
Yeah.
That's all. A lot of shows have been so serious. Mandalorian is kind of an exception, but the main character is serious, and he's got a brood every now and then, and go do serious shit at the temple. Yeah, that is the way. I mean, lighten up, man. Come on, you got a baby Yoda, man. Come on. It just captures that fun, man. And I think that a lot of these shows, they've been trying to find a balance between, some of the serious lore of Star Wars and some of the fun, but it's just been uneven. Just them going all out, just to have a good time, is just a relief for me, man. And another reason why the suburbs work in here is because it's family friendly, but it doesn't get cutesy.
Right.
If you notice, there's a lot of dark moments and dark mystery here because these kids, man, yeah, they go to a nice looking school, but they all have to take exams for a job that they have to have for the rest of their life at 12.
Right. Yeah, that you see the whole setup with school, and you're like, this is like an ideal authoritarian society.
Yeah.
And you can see why these kids, especially Fern and Wim, are kind of rebelling against this.
It's kind of got a dystopian feel to it, where these kids, the New Republic is coming in again. They're kind of like being Nazis again, and they're making people, they're telling them, hey, make a decision now because this is the rest of your life.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, shit, that's dark. Also, they talk about this mysterious barrier that's around the planet. Mm-hmm. They got these droids everywhere. Your ass is in the woods, you fall in a pit. You're in violation. Violation of what? Fall on the grass?
Yeah, you defied the laws of gravity.
Yeah, they got security robots everywhere. It's a very dystopian, authoritarian feeling environment that they have here.
Well, just like one of the other shows that I like quite a bit, it shows how the two sides of the coin, where is that, well, man, without the Republic and the, it's chaos. But with it, it's order to the point of being a negative thing.
Yeah. No, it's fascist.
Yeah.
I'm talking this show up. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's amazing, but I think it's good. I think it's very good. I think it has a lot going for it over the other shows so far. As I said, look, Mandalorian was good, but it still fell in that trap of nostalgic callbacks, and it had a meandering third season.
Yeah,
Obi-Wan forced so much nostalgia on the show and on the characters, to the point they tried to appeal to kids on that, on a show that was not. Man, listen, you got the story of Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. They're reuniting again. And you're going to make it about kids?
Right.
Princess Leia? Mm-hmm. Get out of here with that, man. Boba Fett, boy, that was the biggest one. They lost. They don't even know what to do with that character no more.
They took it away from him.
They sure did. Everybody came in and took poor Boba Fett's show away from him, man.
We gave you a chance. You don't know what you're doing. Just move out of the way.
Yeah, they focused they lost focus on the main character so much that they forgot what to do with him, and they watered him down to make him safe, to make him more mainstream, which just means more profitable. This so far avoids distracting nostalgia inside of it. It has focus, like I said, it's a smaller standalone story. We're talking about serious things. I'm not saying that being too serious doesn't work. The best self-serious show they have is Andor, I think, which led me to believe my conclusion here that, Disney Star Wars, Disney now owned by Star Wars, seems to work best when they're not distracted by nostalgia. I keep saying this, but to further elaborate on that, when they commit to something, to a tone, like, when they commit to more mature, darker stories, they do well. Yeah. When they're not trying to, water it down or be in that mediocre middle. Yeah. Or go full kids,
Well, I think these are the two best shows, and Andor, I'll give it the edge just because I prefer something more mature. Yeah, and it's had a full season to show like, hey, from beginning to end. Oh yeah, you know what I'm doing. Yeah, definitely. And so with Skeleton Crew, we're only 2 episodes in. Very promising so far. We still have a ways to go, but the thing these two shows have in common, probably a lot of things, but the thing that sticks out to me is a lack of Skywalkers.
That's what I mean by nostalgia.
Yes.
I guess I should say legacy nostalgia, because they could either attach themselves to Skywalker, or we get an appearance by the Mandalorian or something, and Baby Yoda comes in. It's like, just let it stand on its own. And you said it so well. We're finally, with this, starting to see other parts of the galaxy and how all these different stories being told. I think the reason why I put Skeleton Crew up there with Andor, you can't do it yet, you're right, because Andor has proven itself. This is not yet. It's 2 episodes. But I love that they are doing, once, they're committing to their tone, but they're on opposite ends. One's really mature, the other is like pretty much a kid's show. Yeah. So that's why I say, stop trying to toe that middle line, and so that you can just appeal to everybody and try to gain more profit. Tell a story. Andor tells a story that's a mature story. This tells a kid's story, pretty much a kid's adventure, and it works because it's committing to that. You know, maybe that's what they just need to do, man. Quit
Yeah,
trying to
it's
walk
like
that
they're
middle,
just
that
scared.
mediocre middle road.
It's like they're scared. They're like, well, people want to see the continuation of stories with those characters from the other movies, and it's like, well, that's what sells toys. And it's like, all right, I can't fault you there since you got to sell toys. But what I really like about both shows is that they show the day-to-day of living in this world. The others are just whatever their adventures are.
Yeah.
You know, you're on that, and you know what's happening from where this starts and where this ends, and then the rest you're kind of left like, okay, I guess. But like seeing everyday life, that's very interesting to me.
Yeah.
And with Andor, the inner workings of the Empire, like the bureaucracy and the backbiting and backstabbing, just in that corporate world. I was like, this is so fascinating. This is really thought out well.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree, man. I think Disney could learn from these shows, providing the Skeleton Crew really does commit to what it does well.
But you know,
keeps going.
to do those shows, they're gonna have to do the other kind of bullshit shows just to bring in the eyeballs.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, as long as they give me something to look at,
Right.
besides that bullshit. Because I'm tired of that. I could care less if I see another Skywalker in my life.
Yeah, no, I am very surprised that they got a Star Wars show where I'm like, oh man, I'm looking forward to it next week.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, I'm really having fun with this, man. I really am, and that's all I want from Star Wars. Just be fun, man. And that's another thing. You know, you make this world feel like it's bigger when you have different tones of stories. You give me over here, you got this very adult story going on. Over here, you got this kid's fantasy adventure happening. You know, it's this is what they should be doing. You know, let's get away from everything that we already know. Let's stop trying to sell shit. It's okay. I get it. You're Disney. You're going to have to sell something. I get it. But come on, man. So, yeah. That's what these shows should be for.
I know. And, after the first season, Mandalorian, he should have dropped Grogu off and let that be the end of it.
Yeah, he need to put him in a basket, drop him off at somebody's fire department or something.
Yeah, wherever Luke is hanging out, just drop him off in a basket with a note.
Yeah, I have seen Ahsoka. I did. And I some episodes were all right. Some were just kind of boring to me. I think Ahsoka. I think it was stronger than something like Obi-Wan or definitely Boba Fett. But I kind of lost interest.
Yeah, I thought it was starting to get silly toward the end.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all something. That pirate that was in the bar with the kids, he was in this guy over here. He was in The Mandalorian, right?
Was he?
I think he was. Wasn't he the one that tried to start shit with the Mandalorian and Mandalorian shot him? He tried to start something with Carl Weathers. Carl Weathers wanted to build a school and he wanted to.
Oh, that pirate. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's him. They said his species was. No, I think that was him.
Oh, wow.
Somebody said, shitty season 3.
Yeah.
Hey, well, that goes to show you I tried because I remember him. Let's see here.
Yeah, maybe they can get the Mandalorian back on track.
I don't know, man. Let it go. You know, I would say give him one more season to try to, wrap things up. Do something with that boy. And
I mean, I've seen some shows that start out good, kind of go off the rails a bit in the third season, and then come back like they figure it out.
Yeah, I hope they do that with Mandalorian. I don't want him to end on season 3. It was a good enough show where I think he needs to go out on a positive note. Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always, stay toasty.